Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. It is Saturday, July the 1st. Happy July, everybody, 2023. And today I have with me the energy of Archangel Raphael, who wants to share his thoughts on the doorway to healing. And perhaps even if you're open and receptive, you might even receive a healing today if you're open and receptive to receiving it. It's so important that you understand what it means to be open and receptive to something in a way that's beneficial for you, not just some unconscious random way. One of the things he said to me this morning about healing is that inside your body is the healer. You are already a healer. He said a lot of people like being given these imagine being given a beautiful home or a beautiful car or something really absolutely incredible and amazing. You're given it, but you never go inside to try it. You never go inside the house, never go inside the car. You simply just look at it. You just observe it, watch it, but you don't really take it for a drive. You don't go into the house to investigate the different rooms that are inside. He said that's how most people live the function of their lives. They simply do that. They just watch their body. They don't realize what is inside of you. This intelligence that resides in your body that has such intricate timing, perfect chemistry and symmetry, that is able to coordinate and organize elements of consciousness and energy on a scale that even your smartest genius could never even come close to comprehending. But that consciousness lays in wait for you to engage it and employ it in how it will work through you and for you. You must get inside the vehicle or the house, whichever description feels right to you, but you must go inside and begin to understand its intricate simplicity. Intricate simplicity. And what is intricate simplicity? It's the recognition that in spite of the innumerable intricacies involved in the function of healing, it is simple for you to learn how to operate. It operates on image. It operates on sound. It operates on word. It operates on belief. Those are the fundamental elements that direct or initiate or strengthen or even diminish the function of healing through your body. Your body is an instrument designed to naturally self-correct. Naturally self-correct. In the animal kingdom, that has its limits. But in the human kingdom, you have the capacity to extend the capabilities of the autonomic systems to do significantly more than even your finest surgeon or practitioner. You can be greater in your execution of request to initiate healing in your body in any moment. It is within you, but many of you believe that your body is some independent organism that you have little or no authority over. Many of you believe that the body is just something that is happening to you. And you find yourselves confused. You can walk it, you can talk it, you can feed it, but why does it get ill? Why does it get dysfunctional? It is because of the way you are operating it from the inside or the way you are not operating it from the inside. But your physical instrument by nature is a corrective organism that has its own default settings. It was given to you as a brand new model that you needed to learn how to operate and utilize. And so then, going within your body in a way you never have before, to realize that the body is by its very nature something that is designed to follow your instructions in a very precise and specific manner. It's designed to follow your directions precisely, and it does at all times. Even in the function of disease, it is following very specific directions according to what you have thought or felt or ingested or done or not done with that physical instrument that you find yourself hearing these words through. But your body by nature is designed to follow your instructions, which makes it very confusing for so many of you when you get these things called functional diseases, which do not happen overnight, by the way. Your functional diseases do not happen overnight. They are the cumulative result of long-standing emotions, both inherited and acquired, that when stored over a certain period of time, those emotional qualities begin to produce effects that your science labels as disease or labels as health, because the effects are not necessarily negative. Some of the effects of how you interact, utilize the functions of your biology, your psychology, can also be very beneficial for you. But to understand how to go within your body, to begin to initiate your authority over it, so that you can not simply be opening and closing your hands like most humans can do, or opening and closing your eyes, or walking your body around, or giving your body food, but understanding that on a deeper level, you can instruct very specific things to occur in your biology. Very specifically, in fact, when you place your attention on any part of your body, the nature and quality of your attention that you place upon any part of your body determines very specific and precise effects. You smile, you determine very specific effects in the chemistry of your face and the rest of your body. In your brain, you are orchestrating great change with a smile, as you are with the slumping of your body. You have so much more authority than you give yourself credit for having over this beautiful body that you find yourself hearing these words through. And so the process of going within becomes very important. Many of you have gone without to your healers and your medical people and someone outside of you that you think will know more about what's inside of you than you can. Yet you live inside the very body you're hearing these words from. You live inside it. It stands to reason then that you are more intimate with your body than any other being in all of creation could ever hope to be. And you think the fabrication of pills and drugs will ameliorate, negate the responsibility that you have to assume over your body. It does not work. It will not work. Your body is an instrument that by nature is designed to be utilized and directed by your authority and your authority alone. That being considered, there is an intelligence that rests inside you and says, ask and ye shall receive. You can ask and I will carry out your request as easily as you can say to the hand, open hand, open, close, open, close. The hand will follow your instruction. It is designed to follow your instruction. There's something in you that carries out your commands. And while we are not here to discuss in any great detail what that intelligence is within you that responds to you, suffice to say that any time you place your attention anywhere upon your body, the nature and quality of your attention from within begins to organize and orchestrate very specific effects. And you can even defer that process to someone else. You can turn to someone else and say, what do you think is wrong with me? And you open yourself up to receive their suggestion, and their suggestion will have an equal impact, if you're open and receptive to it, that is, upon your biology as your own suggestion upon it. And while you find yourself, some of you, in uncertainty and confusion about your physical conditions, that uncertainty and confusion can come to a close when you understand how to go within, how to begin the process, to walk through the doorway of healing, to pull yourself from the outer world, to go to this inner place within yourself, within your body, within your mind, to go within to this place, going deep, deep within yourself, to get your mind, your prejudices, your preconceived notions, the wisdom and knowledge you've acquired from this world, to place all of that aside, to put everything aside, to simply stand naked in your own consciousness, to simply become aware that you are aware, And from there, where you know nothing, can you begin to create something different than what you are currently experiencing. The place of getting your mind, your emotions, your past out of your way. When you have done this, you have walked through the doorway into the space of creation, the place where your body by nature is designed to follow specifically your direction, where the consciousness within your body that animates every living cell, that allows you to direct and control its functions, whether you're aware of that fact or not, surrenders to you and you can then direct it. But many of you seek to do this with what you already know, which is flawed oftentimes. Those who are ill will often acquire knowledge about the illness and simply create more flawed information that simply supports and sustains the very thing they're seeking to eliminate. But thoughts and ideas of health and vitality, thoughts and ideas of healing and wholeness, of vitality, of completeness, of joy, of bliss, of love, of compassion, of kindness, to begin to evolve an energetic consciousness with a more clarified and intentional type of thought, can then begin to provide new instruction to your physical instrument that it might begin to carry out new commands. You begin to rebuild your health from the inside out. And while this is only about one facet, it is the most important place that you need to move your awareness from the world to within. The doorway to healing is within you. For if the doorway to healing was in the substances you have chemically manufactured to try and correct the dysfunctions of your biology that you've acquired for your incorrect thinking and your incorrect actions, to believe that that is going to work, it would have worked by now. And you can clearly see upon your planet that the functions of disease are increasing and not decreasing. The functions of mental disease are increasing, they are not decreasing, because you've stepped away from the halls of creation, the halls of healing, the halls of wholeness within you, deep within you. Beyond the senses of this world, within you is the place of true healing. But you must walk inward, close down the thinking mind, quiet your body, go within. The very nature of just stepping away from your thinking mind, your remembering mind, your fearful mind, just that very act alone takes you a step away from the familiar into the unknown. And that unknown is the doorway of the infinite possibilities that become available to you. But you must walk through this doorway. You must close your eyes, go within, quiet your mind down. And some of you will say, I cannot control my mind. I cannot control my emotions. And I would simply say to you that that is not true. You have simply not been taught how to operate your mind sufficiently enough as to be able to do that. It is not by will or force that you train your mind to be still or quiet. It's not by will or by force that you teach your mind to be still and quiet. It's through gentleness, through the use of your breath, through the use of your attention, to pull your attention away from your disturbances, to pull your attention away from your anger, to pull your attention away from your frustration, to go within. And while I'm not here to discuss the conception of how to change or transform chronic disease, the principle, whether it is chronic or minor, remains exactly the same. Your capacity to originate a vibrational state of energy that is conducive to a state of physical perfection in that the image you hold is one of the best possibility of your body, to be able to align yourself to this conception, to remain in the energy of the conception of your perfect, beautiful, vibrational, and healthy body, to be able to rest in the energy of that conception and have no other thoughts, no other considerations to distract you from that focus, you will begin to feel its effects. Even if it is in but the momentary lapse of discomfort, in the moment you consider embracing a conception of vitality, of wholeness, of joy, even in your greatest suffering, the embracing of a new conception will create, even if it's only for but a moment, a slight change in the habitually experienced negative condition. And in that moment where you experience that momentary relief, you have a moment to remember that you caused it, that moment of relief when you said, I bring forth vibrant, joyous, radiant health into this physical body, into every cell, into every nerve, into every organ, into every gland of this body. If you are deeply, deeply engaged in this energy, you are not only through the doorway of healing, you are now becoming the healer. And the very nature and the intensity and the purity of the words, that is, words that are undistracted by other considerations. You do not even allow the physical pain of your body to distract you when you're holding on to this idea of beautiful, perfect, healthy, vibrant physical form. To be so deeply entrenched in that energy, you begin to experience momentary changes. The healing of the mind is likewise similar because we do not differentiate between your biology and your psychology, as they are intimately connected because they originated from the same place, this physical dimension, your body, and the psychology that you possess originated from this dimension, which is why they are so intimately connected and why it is so important that you learn to make a distinction between what you are, what your mind is, and what your body is, to realize that you are the operator of the two instruments and not simply the passenger going through a life without any control over what direction it goes in. And so I would ask you, as you hear these words, to receive them, to receive the vibrational clarity of your health and your vitality, the understanding that within you and as you is the greatest healer in existence. Within you. It is within you. To go within is the doorway out of your suffering. If the doorway of the world was the end to your suffering would be over now. But again, the evidence seems to indicate that your suffering individually and collectively is increasing. It is not decreasing, which means the way out is not the way in. The way out is not the way to end your suffering. It is the way in. And while you have so many distractions keeping your attention away from the truths of what you are hearing now, you can surrender those distractions in but a single breath. In but a single breath, you can breathe your body, fill it with air, and hold your breath and bring yourself into a moment that is not of this world. You can bring your body, your psychology, into a moment where there is no other world but the one that you are. And in that single breath, as you exhale, you can give permission to the psychology, permission to the biology to release and let go of needless fear and anger and physical discomfort. You can instruct it to release that. And if only for but a moment, when you do this, if only for but a moment you get but a moment's relief or release, it is an indicator to you that within you, you have established something different, if only for a moment. And if you do it again and establish another moment, and you do it again and establish another moment, and again, you then begin to create a new moment, a new life through the the own interaction of your consciousness with your own biology and psychology, directing them in a very specific and targeted way. You target your body and your psychology towards health and vitality. You cease attacking your symptoms. You cease attacking your emotions that are uncomfortable. You simply breathe. You simply breathe. And with your breath release, you can direct your mind and your body to release their tensions, their anxieties, their fears. And if you get but only a moment, it begins. In that moment, you say, I feel a moment of relief. You have begun the journey up the stairs. For once you go through the doorway, there is a set of stairs that you get to climb. The stairs to creation. You walk through the doorway from the world outside to the world within. You learn the process of instructing your mind and body under your own authority. You learn the process then that each time you apply a certain interaction with your psychology and your biology, and you begin to initiate changes in them, and you begin to experience the effects of your own causes, you begin to climb these steps towards a throne that you can sit upon. It's a throne of knowledge and wisdom and truth and freedom and clarity, compassion and kindness, wholeness, health and vitality. You do not need to wait until the biology dies before you can go to heaven. It is here and now. It is within you in this moment. In your breath, it is within you. In your beating heart, it is within you. And so the doorway to healing is not in the bottle or the pill or the drug. It is within you. It is within you. Turn yourself inward, away from the world, if at the very least, and allow yourself to receive the vibrations that we are transmitting to you now. At the very least, allow yourself to receive the vibrations we are transmitting. They are not separate from anybody. They are in a frequency of love, compassion, kindness, patience, healing, well-being, patience. Essentially, you are love. It is not something that you are not. When you begin to remember your true nature, then everything the world has taught you to believe about what you should believe, much of it will be like dust in the wind. Much of what you believe will be just like dust in the wind when you remember your fundamental nature as a spiritual entity experiencing this physical world, which is quite remarkable and delightful if you understand it properly. But it can equally be very discomforting if you, again, surrender your position of authority over your own life. My goal in coming to this one today was quite simple. To place you at the very least in the position where you understand that there is a doorway other than the one of this world that you can walk through. It is not of this world. It is a doorway that exists within you, in the stilling of your body, the quieting of your mind, the going within, not the going without. Many of you have been convinced to believe that the fulfillment and happiness of things and stuff of this world will ameliorate your suffering. But again, even those with great wealth find themselves struggling with disease and death prematurely, unnecessarily. Their journey led them down a very different path. And then there are those that are quite successful and wealthy, that are very happy and fulfilled, that understand the secret of going through this doorway to healing, because healing is not just about your biology. It's about awakening yourself to who and what you are as a spiritual consciousness. That body that you hear these words through right now is an instrument that you are utilizing in this dimension. can be quite delightful, but it is certainly instructive at the very least, because there are certainly conditions that you will find yourself exposed to that will give you the erroneous conclusion that there's something wrong with this world. And I will tell you right now, that is not true. This world is quite remarkable, magnificent, and splendid. And it follows the exact same principles of creation that you do, or ought to at least become conscious that you have certain principles and processes of creation that will allow you to liberate yourself from suffering very quickly and very easily. It is not necessary, when you understand how to go within, to step away from the world, to step away from all the information and knowledge, the things that everyone and everything has been telling you to believe or not believe, to surrender all that, to know nothing, to experience the bliss of knowing nothing. And then something very wonderful happens when you know nothing. Something very unique happens when you come to a place where you know nothing. You will know everything. And you will not need to know that you know, you will simply just know. And I know that many of you came here for the purpose of physical healing, and that is intimately connected to the functions of your mind and your memory and your emotions and your past lives and many other experiences you've had while you're in this long-term process of learning the function of creation. But my focus is always the same. Healing is not just of the body, it is of the mind, it is of your soul, it is of the spirit. The function of healing is life word. It is designed by nature to allow you to create life and to create it more abundantly, to not inflict or induce suffering, but to produce great bliss in your experience of creation. And there are those that have told you, oh, you must have the bad to have the good. And I will say to you, that is only necessary until it is not. When you are cognizant enough to understand the difference between good and evil, you will come to a conclusion that one is unnecessary. One is unnecessary once you have enough understanding and knowledge. So in the process of your breath, where you use your breath, just that act alone of choosing to use your breath thusly, breathing in, and exhaling, just that act alone begins to let you walk through the door. The very act of deliberately, slowly breathing your body is a step over the threshold of the doorway within. That very act of drawing your breath in and releasing, that very act where you are assigning your authority over your biology, that very act is an act of walking through this doorway to healing. If you understand what you are doing by directing your body to breathe in this fashion, you'll also gain the awareness and understanding. You'll gain the awareness and understanding that your body is designed to follow your instructions, that it will relax if you tell it to relax. It will get excited if you tell it to be excited. It is designed by nature to follow your instructions. And you'll say, well, if that is the case, why can I not make that burn heal right away? Why can I not make these stitches heal so much quicker? And I would say to you that you can, but you have belief and you have doubt in the way of such possibilities. So it is quite the stretch of your awareness to consider that possibility when everything you've been taught to believe would indicate something else is true. And yet, your sciences will still say they cannot explain these so-called miraculous healings, these conditions of transformative well-being that occur without expectation. And they cannot understand it because they do not understand the principle, nor the energy or consciousness behind it. And so they scratch their heads and just chalk it off as the unknown. And it is the unknown to them. For what you know blinds you to what you do not know. And you have to unknow what you know to know what you do not. Coming to this place now, where you walk through that doorway, you instruct your body as an instrument for you to be still, to be quiet, to be open, to be receptive to your awareness, to your consciousness through your breath, the very nature of directing the body to breathe, giving it permission to relax, to release, to let go, to do this function, to apply this yourself to the body, to feel the relief that comes, even if it is but momentary relief, even from the most intense pain. If in that breath, that deliberate breath to release the body from its pain, to release the body from its anger, to release the body from its frustrations, even if you only feel but a moment's release, you are crossing the threshold of the doorway to healing within you. That momentary relief can be repeated and repeated again and repeated again, and they will begin a process of compounding with each other, joining with each other, so the relief will grow and expand naturally and spontaneously as an effect of the way you're interacting with your flesh. Likewise, your mind will have a similar effect in that when you utilize your breath in the fashion shown to you, that as the body is liberated from these energies of frustration and suffering, so too your psychology will follow a very similar process, in that with the breath, you may give permission to your mind to be still, to be quiet, to not even think. It is when you place your mind into stillness, that is when the greatest magic begins to happen for you. And I use the term magic because relative to your sciences, it would seem to be that way. But it is quite the natural phenomenon that if you've got a drain that is plugged and you remove the plug in the drain, that the water will flow. Your mind is like a cosmic plug, preventing you from allowing your light and your life to flow freely into this world. This belief that you are something other than what you are, a personality, it blocks and restricts your freedom. And you all know this. When you're in your anger, your frustration, or your depression, you know that you are blocked. It is not natural. It does not feel right, because it is not. But you cannot attack your way out of it. You cannot suicide your way out of it. You must take responsibility in the process of it. You must teach the mind to be still and quiet and peaceful through the breath, through the function of your breath. You can experience, even in a momentary lapse of your frustration or your anxiety, if you get but a momentary lapse where you simply say, relax, to your mind, and for but a moment your anxiety, your depression, your frustration stops for but a moment, then you have begun the process of crossing through the threshold of the doorway of healing. And eventually your mind and your body surrender themselves completely to you. And it might seem very difficult to believe that if you have a mind that is very loud and noisy, and you're caught up in your fear and your anger of the past and your concerns about the future. But all of this stuff will not matter when you understand the simple truth that your mind by nature is designed to follow where you go, where you direct it. And so to give your mind permission to be still, to be still gently, to not say, be still, be quiet, gently, be still, be quiet, be peaceful. Force does not work where a light hand is needed. So you must be gentle with your mind. Your mind was not of your own making. It was made up for you by this world. And much of what this world has given you to believe you are is in great contrast to who you truly are. But this function of coming to a place where you can heal both mind and body through your conscious and deliberate interaction with it, enables you to walk through the doorway to healing. It is not to find something in the world, but it is already something within yourself. The great healer is within you, awaiting you to engage it. And there are certain simple functions that you need to teach your mind and body to go through so that they learn this process. And when your mind and body learn this process, there is a certain level of joy that comes with that. When you suddenly feel that you can surrender your anger, your frustration, your fear, and you begin to experience that, there's a certain freedom that you will find in no book, no pill, no bottle, no body. The freedom that you have as an awakened being is absolute. The meaning of the word freedom is not fully understood until you are experiencing yourself as you are. The word freedom is not necessarily about the freedom of movement or the freedom to have this or to have that, or to think this or think that. Freedom in its true sense is understanding who and what you are as a spiritual consciousness here in the process of learning to carry out the function of creation. And that, yes, there are certain thoughts, ideas, ideologies, and beliefs that will affect very specific occurrences and events in the experience of your biology, your psychology, and your environment. You can bear witness to them now in your whole world where these things are happening. So I keep it simple, as this is the best way. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to create. And the world has distracted you from who you are. It clamors to keep you in the cave of ignorance so that you might suffer. And I am here to say to you that you did not come here to suffer. You came here to create. You came here to learn the functions of creation. And you were given all the right equipment to do so: biology, energy, matter, time and space, all which will yield themselves to you if you understand and remember who you are and the rules that govern the functions of your consciousness, your biology, and your psychology, which are very simple. Your mind is not that difficult or complex to understand. The information inside may be confusing and riddled with contradictions, but that is not who you are. You are not the content of your mind, nor are you the body. They are delightful instruments that you must learn how to play, to utilize effectively. Thank you. Thank you, Raphael. This, let's see what we got going on here, folks. Hi, everybody. We're going to get in some questions and answers. And yes, Raphael he said he will extend healing energy to anybody who's open and receptive to healing it. You can receive it. Like right now, just open up to it. Just say, I'm open and receptive to healing. I'm open and receptive to healing. That's all. You just get into that thought. I am open and receptive to healing. Just do that. Okay. Questions. Mary Ann Scott. Good morning, Mary. Happy July. Question. I've been going within to talk to and heal this stabbing pain in my left bicep with no improvement. Please. Message. Thank you. Okay. Again, going within for the sake of trying to get rid of something is as equally an attack upon it. So I would encourage you in this moment, if you are willing to go down this pathway, then we will go down it with you. But we would ask that you bring your hand to the bicep, to the point where the physical pain is the most uncomfortable. Bring yourself there now. Bring your awareness to the pain. And to the pain, do not offer your resistance. but simply offer these thoughts. I will not ignore you. And feel with this first thought, I will not ignore you. Let yourself feel the pain. And think or speak these words, I will not ignore you anymore. And be aware of how it responds when you communicate that sentiment to it. I will not ignore you anymore. The second thought to consider, I'm willing to love you and take care of you, even if I do not understand you. Those thoughts. And be aware of how that part of your consciousness reacts and responds to you. Be aware of that. Stay within the structure of those words. Mean them with sincerity. Mean those words with sincerity. Do not seek to reject or get rid of your discomfort. Seek to engage it through love and acceptance. So many of you try to get rid of things, not realizing that the thing you're trying to get rid of is in need of you to take care of it in a different way than you have been in thought and in action. Yes. Yes. I'm also being told, Mary, that you can do a lot of healing with your left hand. You can let a lot of healing energy go through your left hand. He's telling me that you can let a lot of healing go through your left hand, and you've been resistant to it. Apparently, you've been resistant to it. Thank you so much for that, Mary. I really appreciate that question. Question on TikTok. Friend got hit by a car, been sending light and love and having 77 days in coma. Today are taking him off the sedation. Right. I'm just going to ask Raphael to help ease him back into this. Remember, do not see your friend as the biology, but feel the presence of his soul. Communicate to him in thought, not in words. Go up to him, and to the structure of the physical brain, communicate these thoughts to it. You are perfect, vibrant, healthy, and strong. Communicate that thought form to the physical structure of the brain. As a thought, you can say the words too, because the sound wave will impact the ears, and the ears will communicate the frequency. But the thought wave will affect the energy system that governs biology. Thought affects matter. So that's why you don't talk to a person necessarily when they're in a coma. You think to them, because they can hear your thoughts. They cannot hear physical words because they're disconnected from their biology when they're in a coma. So they can't hear physical sounds, but they can hear thoughts. And if any of you have watched some of these shows where people have left their body and looking down and they're trying to communicate, they can't hear you. They can only hear thoughts from you, right? And Sylvester saying, thank you so much for this topic today. I've been praying to understand what I needed to do, and you have provided an answer that I've been able to understand beautifully this morning. Thank you, Archangel Raphael. Thank you so much for coming through today for people. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. They always come in the right way, in the right time. I'm really happy for you, Anne. So grateful. How do we connect with our past loved ones? You need to. We have a whole program, an introductory program on that we're kind of in the middle of right now. You've missed this one, but we have a series of masterclasses they've given to us to teach others. By them, I mean the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Buddha, many others that have contributed to this simple program that teaches people how to get out of mind-body perception to multidimensional awareness. But the simplest way to connect to your relatives, the simplest way to connect to past relatives, is sit your body down, get it quiet and relaxed. Get your mind quiet and relaxed so it's quiet. And then think to, don't speak to, think to the relative or relatives that you want to connect to and ask them to come into your space. And you'll register in some way. It might be temperature variances, pressures, but they'll respond to you at the level that you're able to receive it. It's always the way. Non-physical beings can only respond to you in a way that you're able to receive it. They can't respond to you any other way. Just going to see here. The lights I can see on my gateway is my spiritual guides or has something to do with something else. It's not an either or, it's an and. It's that and something else. It has to do with that and there's something else. You need to take the first step to know the second, though. A lot of people try to rush ahead. You can't. Go to the get connected to the energy of the lights, not the phenomena of the visual representation, but the energy that's being communicated to you from that light. And then the next step will become obvious to you. You want to connect to the energy first. Karen saying, I feel amazing and positive that manifestations are coming in. Are there any messages, please? You just gave yourself a message, Karen. You just gave yourself that message right now. It's beautiful. Question from Vertical. What was the shattered glass-like pattern around my right eye caused by dust from the filter? Raphael was just telling me you got too close to something with your body that you shouldn't have. Wear protective eyewear next time. There are things in the world that will affect the body. Things affect the body. Thoughts affect the mind. Acts affect the soul. Very interesting thought, eh? Thank you so much. Sent my husband love only when he was angry instead of taking it personally. It changed in a matter in 5 minutes. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I remember you the other day. You were asking about how you deal with a husband that's really frustrated, and you were told to send out just a feeling of love to him. That's it. And I'm so happy for you that it changed so quickly and so easily. Amanda. Oh, hi, Amanda. Thank you. I don't always, that's the type on this is so small, but hi, Amanda. Yeah, that's really wonderful that it changed so quickly. When you start realizing that your thoughts affect matter, they keep telling me this all the time. Most humans do not understand their thoughts affect matter. What you think, what you say affects time, space, and matter. Screaming and yelling and harming and is nonsense. You're going to get more of it, right? So happy for you, Amanda. It's wonderful news. Wonderful news. Do I connect through my guides to my psychic abilities? You can connect your guides and angels who can help guide you in developing your psychic abilities. You already have psychic abilities. You need to learn how to develop them. The reason most people can't develop them is they're so caught up in what they think and what they know and their biology. They believe your mind and what you think in your mind is all there is to you. You need to teach your mind and body. They keep telling us all the time throughout the programs we teach that you have to learn to teach your mind and body to be quiet and still so that these other natural senses that you have as a soul, not as a body, your body has 5 physical senses. Your soul has 5 non-physical senses: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. And you can't learn them through the body. You learn them through awareness. So you want to teach your mind and body to get still, to be quiet. I would encourage you, come out and take our Masterclasses. You'll learn it very quickly. We have a lot of people who are living pretty remarkable lives from learning how to connect to their own guides and their own angels and learning how to open up their own clairs. 102. Yeah, we have our Masterclass 102, which begins July 22nd. It's called Liberation. And I encourage you to go sign up for that. It's one of our most exciting courses because it deals with a lot of the psychological and emotional energy that most people do not know how to deal with in this 3-dimensional world. So I encourage you, go sign up. Get out there and sign up for the course. My energy has been low and I've been dealing with respiratory issues. How can I go within to change? Hi, Bethy B. Okay, Bethy, just take a breath with us for a moment. Like put your hands over one hand above the heart and one hand below the heart, and just breathe in and let your hands move with the chest, like breathe in deeply. And as you're breathing in, just think the thought, I'm grateful. As you're breathing in, just think, I'm grateful. Okay, just do that. And fill your lungs completely. Keep thinking that thought, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And then hold the breath. And as you exhale, again, think, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful as you exhale. And do 3 breaths like that. And when you think those words, don't just think them as words, think them like sincerity. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. Like think them like you actually mean them. And do that like 3 breaths just like that, and then share with us in the comment section what you experience, because it's important that you share your experiences with other people, and because you're going to learn something from this. Teach what you learn so that others can be free as well. I had amazing and positive manifestations. Yeah, we did that one. Let's see, here we go. Hi, Barb. Question: will I self-realize in this lifetime? I'm being given a strong yes for that, Barb. That yes, but it's going to require extreme patience and focus. He says I can remove the word extreme. He says remove the word extreme. Intense, is that okay? Intense? No, he says consistent focus and patience at teaching your mind and body to be out of the way. To, in your meditation, get your mind and body out of the way and stay present. Stay conscious and aware, because a lot of people, when they teach their mind and body to be still and quiet, often will in the beginning think they fell asleep. But that process of getting out of your mind, getting out of your body, and self-realization comes when you're not using your mind and body as a reference point for your own personal identity. Thank you, Barb. Really appreciate that question. Any message for me for my name is Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Any message for Amanda? Yeah, you need to put, I don't know who this male figure is in your life right now that's a source of anxiety for you. You need to step back from him. Yeah, it's not time to seek the fulfillment of your happiness through another, but to understand the fulfillment of yourself through your passion of creation. I'm getting images of artwork posted on walls, something about artwork, something you need to do with artwork on the walls. But whoever this male figure is that you're kind of distracted with right now, you need to pull your attention inward, get more connected to your creative aspects of yourself, what you're creating. Keep getting, again, like artwork on a gallery wall, something about artwork for you, be very, very beneficial for you right now. Question from Joseph. I have this pain on my knees and shin area when I walk. How can I go within to offer healing? When you're walking, Joseph, if you can right now, get up and walk around the room you're in. And as you're walking, when you feel that pain, stay present with the pain and say, I will not ignore you. Every time you feel the pain, just go, I will not ignore you. And keep walking with it, and I will not ignore you. Don't attack it. Don't try to change it. Just walk around going, I will not ignore you. I will not ignore you. And just observe what happens as you do that. So just walk around in the room that you're in right now and do that process. I will not ignore you. I will not ignore you. I will not ignore you. Every time it comes up, okay? And watch what happens. And share your experience in the comment section. Really appreciate it. I want to connect with Frederick Hudson. Wow. You want to connect with Frederick Hudson? Well, he's been trying to connect with you for quite some time. His higher self has been trying to connect with you for some time. Yes. I'm being told not to interfere with this. I'm being told not to interfere with this. So that's where that is. Someone's asking, my mother was just operated on for replacement of a new hip. Yes, she's going to be totally fine. She's going to go through some complaining and some frustration over the next few days, but she's going to be completely fine. She'll make a full recovery. Right? Very exciting for her. She must be very excited. Question from Decluttering Mama. Any message for me for this holiday weekend? Happy Canada Day. Yeah, happy Canada Day, my Canadian viewers and subscribers and watchers, and happy day wherever you are around the world as well, because every day is a brand new day. You can never repeat the same day twice, ever in all of creation. There you go. Thank you so much, Decluttering Mama. Happy day. Yeah. So for those of you on TikTok, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can use your support here. My goal is to try and get to 20 subscribers before the month is over. The month of July, I'd like to be up to at least 20 subscribers. I'm going to start doing some TikTok live events between all these other activities I'm engaged in. Yes, I understand. Veronica, any message for me? Really would appreciate it. Yeah, Veronica, the sadness, you have to release that long-standing sadness. You need to release the long-standing sadness. You're holding on to it. You got to release it. People don't realize you can let old emotions go. You can really, literally let emotions go. Don't suppress them or reject them or drug them. Like, release them from your body because they live in your body. So release that sadness. I'm being told that it's up in your throat area and in the upper heart area. You need to literally release that energy. And you can do that. You can do that through breath. You can do that through awareness. But release it with love and grace. Don't just try to get rid of an emotion. Release an emotion, an old emotion in your body with love and with grace. That's the most beautiful way to do that. It really is. I got time for 2 more questions. That makes so much sense. Thank you. I will sign up for the classes. Wonderful. Please do. Don't waste any time. The 102 Masterclass on liberation literally helps people let go of years and decades of old emotions that they hold on to. Literally. And it's the most ridiculously simple way to do it. There's no psychoanalysis. There's no deep instruction. It's a simple process of learning to release old emotions from yourself. I sent a question to PayPal. Shannon. Okay, Shannon, I will take. Thank you for that $10. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go to my PayPal account. I'll see your question right now. Let's see here. It should come up here pretty quickly. Hello, everybody. Yeah, for those of you on YouTube, if you got a question you really need an answer for, just use the super chat feature, and I'll make certain your question is prioritized. And let's see, where are we here? I see. Trinity. Hi, Trinity. I'm just going through trying to find the message. Let's see if I can find the message. So Trinity, you're the one that wants to connect with Frederick Hudson. What message does he have for me at this moment? Again, I was told earlier not to interfere. And I feel a lot of resistance around trying to push through this.
I asked her if she had another question. Ask her if she has
Yeah.
another question.
If you have another question, I can certainly. Thank you, darling. If you have another question, I can certainly answer that. But I'm being told not to interfere. I've never been told that before in all these years. I've never been told do not interfere. Right. First of all, can I ask if that's good or not good? There's something about to happen for you with regard to this. That much I can say. There's something about to happen for you with regard to Frederick Hudson, that consciousness. There's something about to happen for you. It's me saying anything would interfere. They keep saying that. Don't interfere. But if you have another question, Trinity, I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you.
And there's another one.
Shannon sent a question on PayPal too. Let's take a look here. Oh, there it is. Hi, Shannon. Shannon's question. Can I please have guidance on trouble I'm having in my love life? I feel like I love more than one person. Well, from a spiritual plane of consciousness, love is universal. But from a finite perspective, from this physical place of consciousness, there are structures in place that you need to honor and respect. But for this process, you want to ask for the one that is the best for you to be really to like move your awareness into your heart. Like right now, close your eyes, Shannon. Move into your heart. Move into your physical heart, not your head, because your mind is analyzing. I like this, like that. Drop the mind. Move into your heart. Drop into the heart. Bring yourself down. Bring your awareness into this part of your body, right in the heart, and then breathe into your heart. Just breathe into the space of your heart. Breathe deeply. And as you exhale, just release any thoughts or any anxiety or any fear or anything you have around this. Release all that fear of missing out. Just release that with your breath. And breathe again like that. Breathe into the heart and release. Release all thoughts, all attachments to either of these individuals. Just let yourself center into your heart. Now, think this thought into your heart. Reveal the truth for me. Think that thought into your heart right now. Reveal the truth for me. And just allow what comes up to be there. Just allow whatever comes up with regard to these individuals. Reveal the truth to me. And whatever comes up first is your answer. Because in your mind, there's a lot of things that you like about both these individuals, right? But that's all in your head. You need to feel it from your heart. To tell me you got to feel it in your heart, because you know the answer. That's why you're frustrated, because you know the answer, but you cannot find the answer in your head. It's right in there, literally, energetically. And please let us know what you experienced in that. And thank you, Dane, for using the question function on my Linktree account. Really appreciate that. Question from Divine Ecstasy. I feel drawn to channeling and healing. Is it part of my soul plan? It can be, if you decide. One of the things we get here is free will. And everybody has essentially the same capabilities, the same basic functionality as everybody else when we come into this physical dimension. We have the same basic functionality, and we have free will to define or decide which we are. For you specifically, you would get great joy learning the function of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, and applying those functions to assisting others into the fulfillment and happiness of their lives. So yes, it would be a really good thing for you to learn the process of I wouldn't call it channeling. It's one word for it, but it's more like you're an information giver. You're receiving and transmitting information. You're a vehicle for that information. But yeah, you do very good at that, Divine Ecstasy. You have a lot of fun with it too. You get great joy. Thank you. I did what you suggested, and I felt the heavy energy lift for me. Congratulations, Betty. I'm so grateful. It is so important. They keep teaching us all the time. You do not attack things you do not like in your body. You do not attack things that you do not like in your mind. You don't attack. If you attack, you compound the pain. You engage it from a perspective of love and acceptance. And again, the master classes are taught by ascended masters and other wonderful beings, yogis and other beings that come through us. And it gives us the opportunity to learn from beings that have mastered this process. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to create. You came here to be happy. You came here to experience the results of your own effects, right? You came to experience it for yourself. Anyway, I highly encourage you to get out and register for the masterclass coming up, 102 Liberation. And it starts July the 22nd. And that course will really let you shed off a lot of old emotions that you're holding in your body that are possibly responsible for some of your physical suffering. Certainly, letting go of some of the emotions from your body will also give great relief to your mind when you realize your mind is not who you are. Your mind and your thoughts are not who you are. They're simply instruments of information that you've acquired from this world. I am so grateful that you have all come out today. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. And I'm just going to take one more last peek here, see if there's any other questions on TikTok. Someone, is my biological mother or my adopted mother that is with me? It's both. They both love you, and they've been with you for a long time, Suzanne. They both love you. Someone's asking, are these classes in the morning or evening? What time are these classes? The classes run in segments of 3 weeks. So the 102 Masterclass, like all of our classes, runs from Sunday to Friday. They do not run all day. They run about 1 hour to 2 hours a day, depending upon what segment of the course in. But it's usually 3 p.m. on Sundays, 4 p.m. on Mondays, 1 p.m. I believe, or 11 p.m. on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. on Wednesdays, 1 p.m. or 11 a.m. on Thursdays, and 4 p.m. on Fridays. And we do that every week for 3 weeks. And it's based on knowledge, wisdom, and practice. So yeah, it's that's the general schedule. It varies. Sometimes the Tuesdays and Thursdays sometimes vary depending upon what we've been guided to do scheduling wise. But it's pretty straightforward. Hello, Kashish, how you doing? Yes, he did. Your husband did slam the door. It didn't. He said he's saying he's sorry. He didn't mean to do it. He meant for you to know that he's not left you. He's still with you. He's still looking out for you. You knew it was him when it happened, right? But it scared you too. He didn't mean to scare you. He didn't mean to scare you. Okay, guys, listen. Thank you so much. And I promise we're going to have an amazing next week coming. Again, I feel the energy Master Jesus coming for next week, Archangel Michael. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I want to thank Archangel Raphael for being present with us and the beings that came through to speak to each of you. And again, thank you for your support. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, share this information with other people. Healing is a natural phenomenon of what you are as a spiritual entity. Please share. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channels, follow the channels, but most importantly, share this information with other people and apply it in your own lives. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to create. So much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. Bye.